What's happening? What's happening? Apologize for my tardiness, but we in here. Let's get it. Shout out to everybody rocking, man. We in the building with it. Let's go. Give me a one if everything sounds lovely. Give me a one if everything sounds cool. Let's get it. Shout out to everybody rocking, man. Shout out to Michael Lockhart, HTM Sports in the building. Miss Jameson Taylor, Miss Regina Green with the green, Kelvin Hicks. You know what I'm saying? We in here. T-Mo 419. Yes, sir. T-Hawk. Double R in the building. Fish 82. Starboy Entertainment. We in here. Miss Etta Lockhart. We in this building, man. Let's get it. Yo, Cowboys been signing people left and right, you know. UDFA Class. And don't sleep on these boys either now. Y'all know we made a couple of UDFAs land on this 53-man roster. So let's get it. Shout out to Miss Gina L. Chase. We got that fried bologna in there for you. Shout out to Willie Stovall. Let's get it. To Quincy Coleman. We in here, man. Let's get it. Shout out to everybody rocking. Let's go. We finna crank it up shortly, you know. I apologize for my tardiness. Let's get it. We back in the trap with it, man. Live in effect. Let's get it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, ski. Let's get it. All right. Let me see. Shout out to everybody rocking, man. We back in the building with it, man. You might think you at school or even at home or watching me from a phone, but I promise you are in the trap, sir. I promise. Make no mistake about it. Now, first and foremost, I want to update everybody on the Raffle stances. You know, I am doing a raffle from April the 11th to May 11th. You know, you can win a Michael Parsons jersey or a Cowboys t-shirt or third place a Cowboys hat or some kind or whatever you want. And the updated stances is Miss Regina Green with the highest chances with 20. Coach Marv has 7. Revis King has 4. DC for Life X has 6. Cowboy Brian has 4. Dwayne Brown has 4. Michael McQuay has 6. Lord King has 3. B. Bird has 3. Cowboys, JC Cowboys Network has 3. Maquita has 3. Michael Archer has 4. Dallas Law has 2. Justin has 2. JW has 2. Jay Worthy has 2. Amp Sports 1. Miss Gina Chase 1. Texas T 1. Taiwan 3. Common Sense 1. You Got It 4. Choctaw 4. Derwin 1. Mark Ruffin 3. Tremaine DeJarrett 1. Michael Nelson 1. J for SoCal 2. Richard Coleman 1. Mickey 2. Michael Lockhart 2. One-Handed Bandit 2. Jazz Guys 1. Freight Train 3. Let's get it. Trap. Y'all know we still got about 10 more days left on it, man. So, hey, y'all make sure y'all participate. We will be wrapping it on up in about 10 more days. So, shout out to everybody that's been participating, man. I can't wait to make sure I give y'all some back, man, because I really appreciate what y'all been doing for me. You know what I'm saying? So, let's get it, man. Breaking news, you know. Oh, it's nefarious news. Let's get it. Live from the trap real close to the star. Let's go. Bam. Your Dallas Cowboys have signed North Dakota State fullback Hunter Luepke. Is signed with the Dallas Cowboys. This is a fullback, so I know this is very peculiar to y'all. Trap. I know this is very peculiar because you don't really see fullbacks even being in existence these days. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he graded out pretty well, man. This guy kind of puts you in the mind of a Kyle Juszczyk. You know, I guess the Cowboys said they can't beat the Niners, so they gonna join the Niners or something. You know what I'm saying? Trap. But that'll be the last compliment the Niners get from me for the rest of the foreseeable future. But in 2020, he graded out at 84.5. He played 6 games, 85 attempts, 464 yards, 5.5 yards per average, and 6 touchdowns, 4 receptions, 5 targets, 37 reception yards. Now, one thing I seen about this man, he was lining up everywhere, and he's very athletic. He's a very athletic player, and you probably could use him like a jack of all trades, like use him at tight end sometimes, or split him out like in the slot sometimes, or use him fullback. Like, you can put him all around, and I think he's a weapon, and he can actually run the football. He runs with power. And, he could be the short yardage back if we don't bring back Mr. Ezekiel Elliott. You know what I'm saying? Because there's still reports out there saying that that's a possibility. But he could definitely be like that Cowboys version of Kyle Juszczyk. He's graded out better than a lot of other people and super athletic for a fullback. So, in 2021, he graded out at 92.2, 13 games played, 87 attempts, 543 yards, 6.2 average, 8 touchdowns, 9 receptions, 15 targets, and 165 yards receiving. In 2022, he had 86.9 grade, 10 games played, 97 attempts, 628 yards, and 6.5 average, 9 touchdowns, 14 receptions, 21 targets, and reception yards 196. So this dude was doing it all, y'all. Trap. And I know a lot of people been asking me, do you think we need to go back to playing with a fullback? And because Zeke was like his most productive self. He was his best self. He was him when he had a fullback.
It's me, I'm him, I'm not them. I'm him Jones, I'm him Duncan.
So now that we got these two speedsters like Tony Pollard and Deuce Vaughn, maybe they are trying to go back to that old school physicality, that I formation type run game in that red zone at least. Because, nobody pretty much plays like that no more. But hey, maybe we can throw some people off, catch them off guard, running the I formation and doing some swing, toss, sweeps and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like old school ball. But hey, I think this is a good sign for us to get a fullback. This lets you know that Mike McCarthy is trying to play physical. This is a different mindset on this offense. So I like the guy. I like the pick. You know what I'm saying? Well, I like the signing. I like him. Go watch his tape. This dude can do a lot of stuff. Let's see what the people saying. Fish82 says, landlord, please don't be like other ones lying to us about these players. 1 good player out of 8. Nah, I'ma just tell you what my real analysis of the players is. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you the numbers and stuff. I haven't watched film on every single player. I seen some on him, and I like what I seen from him. You know what I'm saying? He look like he can be a beast, especially if if he don't have the real focus on him. I like this kid right here for real. I think he can play. So I'm not going to sit up here and blow smoke up your behind. That's what I'm not doing. So, I'm just telling you what I really see from the player. Now, will all the stuff that I say, will it translate to the next level? That's yet to be seen. But, hey, I'm telling you what I see with my own eyes from the player, and I like what I see from him. So let's move on to the next guy. I think we can use a fullback, especially in the goal line situations. Bam. The Dallas Cowboys are signing former Mississippi State outside linebacker Tyrus Wheat to a deal that includes $20,000 signing bonus plus $185K salary per Tom Pelissero, something like that. You know me. But let's check him out. Let's see what he got going on. They said, okay, he graded out as a 69.1 in 2022. He played defensive line 511 snaps. He was in the box 200 and shut up, Siri. Leave me alone.
Okay.
She said, okay then, Trap. But he lined up in the box 211 times, slot cornerback 14, and kick return 52. Like, they had him all over, but he was predominantly on the defensive line and in the box. So he looked like he one of them hybrid DN outside linebackers, probably depending upon what kind of scheme you're running, a 4-3 or, you know, a 4-4 regular, whatever base kind of lineman you running. So, you know, kind of like the D-Law, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the Marcus Ware, you know, the guy I met, man. Shout out to him, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, they had him standing up and they had his hand in the dirt during his time in Dallas. So this is kind of what they was asking from this same guy right here. But I don't know about him making this team with how deep this defensive end room is. Like, we just drafted another one and we re-signed Fowler. We re-signed we got a whole heap on them. Let's just say that. Like, let's just be real. I don't see it. And y'all gotta forgive me. My voice still semi-gone from doing all that hollering out there at the draft, though. But, like, I had a good time, though. I had a good time. But I don't see how this kid can make this team with how deep this room is. It's crazy. And I don't know why they even playing with his time like that. So, I mean, we'll have to see what happens. Like, he gonna be one of the names that's battling that camp, I guess. So, we'll have to see what's going on. DP Johnson says, landlord from Alabama, what it do? I think we all wanted earlier O-line pick and got mad because we didn't get the weapons we wanted. I do think there's clear plan for the picks, though. UDFA class look interesting, too. Yeah, you could tell it is very interesting because they got a lot of wide receivers in here. Like, they got a couple of DNs and stuff like that. So it's a lot of interesting takes because you got to think the UDFA class kind of is symbolic to what they think they missing or what slots they trying to break up some competition at. So if they ain't just, you know what I'm saying, nobody's safe, that's what it look like to me. It look like they want to bring everybody to this open competition. That's what it look like to me. Mike McCarthy says he likes to make a big element of competition in this locker room, and that's exactly what it looks like it's about to be. Hey, and a lot of these wide receivers, they coming for Simi. They coming for Jalen Tolbert. They coming for people jobs, man. So it is what it is. Even the late round pick, the Jalen Brooks kid, the South Carolina wide receiver, I believe, like, he's coming for some of these people jobs who not there. I mean, who hasn't showed up or stepped up in their time here, like Simi and Jalen Tolbert and, you know, some of them other people. And Noah Brown not being here, that means it's another slot to be taken over too. So we'll see how this camp go. I can't wait to train the camp. Moving along. Let's see. Bam. Now they say the Cowboys are signing Isaiah Land. Now this is somebody coming out of that same well that Marquise Bell came out of with the Rattlers out there. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, everybody was sleeping on some of these, but hey, how many UDFAs made this team last year? I could tell you two off the bat, Malik Davis and Marquise Bell. Now, they wasn't big parts of the team, but hey, they made this team. So, even though you might not be high on them, the Cowboys might be high on them. So, make no mistake about it. Don't think that this is just, you know, count bodies. Some of these boys might make the 53. This is a real open competition now, open competition. I think so, because we've seen it already. But let's see what Mr. Isaiah Land graded out. He graded out bad in 2019 at 58.7. 2021, he jumped a big jump, 86.4. 2022, he had 73.4. And, you know, he lined up on the defensive line 347 times. In the box 12 times. So he's pretty much like he's a predominantly edge rusher. He's coming off in pass rushing situations. They says passing snaps, he had way more passing snaps than he had run snaps. So yeah, they looking at him like a specialist, like a pass rusher. So A lot of people high on this kid. We'll see how that works out. I think he kind of athletic, so I believe he might be able to fight with somebody. But once again, this defensive end room is very, very deep. So I just don't see who they gonna beat out. You know what I'm saying? You still got Dorrance, you still got Fowler, you still got Sam Williams, who can't even get on the field as much as we would like. So that defensive end room is very deep. Then you just drafted Fahoku. So I have no idea what they doing. Maybe they just, want to help some brothers out or something. I don't know. Now, they said they signed Earl Bostic Jr. from Kansas, offensive tackle. Now, in the O-line, people, I feel like we should have somebody to help us out because we do have holes in the O-line. But, UDFA, now, I ain't just going to simply just 100% disregard a UDFA because, Terrence Steele was once a UDFA. You know what I'm saying? Trap. I'm going to check out some more of his, hit some of his tape, but I could tell you how he graded out, and they got his grades from 2017, so I don't know how he been playing that long. He must have got red-shirted, or he must have did the COVID, thingamajig where you can go back another year, but they got him graded all the way from 2017. So he was graded out as a 54, 2018 41, 2019 59, 2020 63. He hasn't had a passing grade really the whole time. I don't understand. But the one thing that he does have a decent score on is pass block grade, and that's 72.4. So, hey, that was the Cowboys was lacking with last year. So, hey, I guess they trying to find help in that pass blocking area by any means necessary, because I don't see any, according to his numbers, he don't look too good at all. But shout out to B-Bird with the $1.99 for your mind. I appreciate you, sir. He says, man, you hit the ground running. Salute. Yes, sir. We had a good time, man. We had a good time. I appreciate you, Mr. B Bird. But yeah, man, I don't know about this kid either, because none of his numbers look good. So I'm gonna have to go do a deep dive into some of his tape, look at some of that Kansas O-line tape and see what he was doing. But it don't look too good. It don't look too good as far as his numbers go. Bam. Now another offensive tackle, TJ Bass, coming out of Oregon, and they said on 462 pass block snaps, he only allowed 1 sack last season. See, we can work with stuff like that now. We can work with that. Shout out to everybody rocking, man. Shout out to the Lunatic. Shout out to Cowboys Gumbo. Shout out to everybody rocking, man. I appreciate you coming through, pulling up, stopping by. But let's take a look at some of his numbers. Okay, Mr. TJ Bass played at Oregon, and he pretty much graded out decently every year except for his freshman year. He graded out as a 66 in 2020. 2021 was his best year at 86 grade. In 2022, he went down to a 78.2. And his pass blocking grade is 73, and his run blocking grade is 78. So he wasn't as strong on the pass blocking grade. But hey, that's what we've been lacking at. That's the only area we need improvement at. But I'm pretty sure they using all of these tackles, any kind of O-line person that they didn't acquire. I think they trying to throw them darts at guard. What y'all think? Trap. Let me know what y'all think. I think I'm looking at all these O-line prospects. I'm looking at that as straight guard. Like, I ain't even paying them no mind at tackle. Now, if they can get some versatility from them, then I'm pretty sure they'll like that too. But I think they throwing these darts at guard. Double R says, landlord question, how do the Cowboys pick at tight end in the second pick and pass up Cyrus Torrance that has never given up a sack? Yeah, that's wild to me. That's wild to me. That's a part of my initial reaction, man. That's why I was angry, because I was critiquing their draft strategy, because I know how deep and how thin some of these positions was. I just felt like you shouldn't have went tight end there. You could have went O-line, and I feel like Schoonmaker probably could have still been there in the third. Like, I don't think a lot of people was super high on them. Like, it seemed like we was just high on them. Like, and then, like, why would you reach so far for a Schoonmaker when you got two capable tight ends too? Like, you should have been looking at tight end. Like, if one fouled to me, then cool. But if I gotta reach or if I gotta do too much to get one, then screw it. I can just get another player and get better value. That's why I was angry about it. So, yeah, I'm with you. But this kid graded out pretty well, and he didn't give up too many sacks. So, hey, sign me up. Sign me up. We'll throw him at guard, because I think they looking at straight guard for these kids. All the old linemen, I'm looking at guard. The Cowboys have signed Tennessee tight end Princeton Fant. He caught 22 passes for 241 yards and 3 touchdowns in 2022. The UDFA has a cousin in the NFL, Seahawks tight end Noah Fant. So, hey, he got football bloodline. That's a good thing. Now, I looked at a couple of his little clips. It wasn't really no all 22, but he looked like he fairly athletic too. Like, and you know, Tennessee had some good receivers, so maybe he was just getting overlooked. You know what I'm saying? He got some nice size on him, and he was getting up and down the field, making people miss, looking real athletic. So we'll see what he can do. You know what I'm saying? We'll see if he can make this team. We got a whole lot of tight ends in the room now, so we'll just have to see what happens. Maybe he can be a practice squad guy. Maybe he can beat one of them guys out. Let's see what happens. You know, open competition vibes. Open competition vibes. But to be honest, I kind of like this guy right here, though. Like, I know you can't go off the production all the time because it depends on how the team is utilizing you. Like, maybe they feature their wide receivers more. You know, they had Jalen Hyatt. Then they had Cedric Tillman over there. So Mr. Fant might have been an afterthought. So it don't, just because he didn't have a whole lot of production, that don't mean he wasn't capable of a whole lot of production. So I like what I seen from his tape. I think he is a capable player. Let's see if he can reach his potential. I don't know. He got a lot of tight ends to beat out. Bam. Now, the Cowboys have signed Jalen Monroe Cropper from Fresno State. The 5'11", 172-pound wide receiver caught 83 passes for 1,086 yards and 5 touchdowns last year. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I liked what I seen from him. He reminds me of a semi, like, you know, it might not be a good thing, but he was looking like Jalen Tolbert out there, though. I ain't gonna lie. Now, he was in a slot. I think I seen 2 receivers. Yeah, he was the slot receiver, and he's shifty. He was exploding off the line. He had some decent hands. He was making a lot of plays for them, so we'll have to see how he can get in this room. You know, this is a deep wide receiver class, too. Like, we got another couple of more receivers to talk about. So, hey, maybe he this year's Turpin, maybe he this year's TJ Vasher. Who knows? We'll have to see how that play out. Shout out to Jasmine guys, Miss JC in this building. You understand? Let's get it. Let's see. Shout out to Isaac Judah Israel too, man. Craig Loft Green, Mancho Boomin in the building, Dro Nose. Shout out to everybody rocking with us in the trap today, man. We in the building. But this is a capable, like a real bursty guy. He's exploding off the line. He's gonna be that underneath threat, the drag route threat. He can go deep. He was doing a lot of things what I seen on tape, and he had some hands too. So, hey, we'll see, man. We'll see. They throwing a lot of darts at. They obviously throwing a lot of darts at wide receiver and at O-line. That's what I see. So how many Jalen receivers we gonna grab? Hey, that's what I'm saying, man. So here go another receiver. This kid, David Duran. Like, he's an undrafted free agent wide receiver out of West Florida. I tried to look up some stuff on him. I really didn't see much, but one of our subs on here tagged me in some of his film on Twitter, and he kind of put you in the mind of a Jordan Nelson, like, but he played real strong now. So this is a very, very small school, so you'll have to take that tape for with a grain of salt. But the way I evaluate small school kids, I want to see them boys being dominant. That's what I want to see. If you can't dominate in a small school, I'm talking about I want it to be like ridiculously like dominant, like just smacking people. If you can't dominate in your small school, then in my opinion, you probably don't stand a chance going up to the big schools or transitioning to the NFL. So I want to see you dominate. And from what I was seeing on the tape, he made it look easy out there. Like he was burning people like 10 yards. So maybe he got a chance to make some of his skill set transition to the NFL. Maybe, let's see. Or he might be on the practice squad, or he might be getting his CDL. We'll have to see. We don't know. But from the tape, he was going crazy. He was catching everything. He was burning people. He was making people miss. He was stiff-handing people, like stiff-arming people. He was doing a lot of stuff. And he plays real strong. He put you in the mind of Jordan Nelson for real. Because like they pretty much look like they about the same size, but he look like he's way faster or something. Like he got a lot of pluses on his side. We'll just have to see if any of this stuff translates to the big league. So let's see. Like I said, they got a lot of wide receivers. Another wide receiver, Jose Bourbon, has the Cowboys signed undrafted free agent. Now I ain't gonna lie, I like what I seen from this kid. I looked at his tape. They had him lined up in the X and the Y and the slot. They had this boy all over. And, like, for him to be such a small guy, most of the time you don't see players like him coming out, getting off the ball, off the line of scrimmage and stuff. Like, you don't really see them going up against the people getting off a jam at the line of scrimmage. But he was doing it a lot. And they was motioning him back and forth, and he was getting open, making good catches. Like, I kind of like this kid. Like, he's a small guy, but he was bursty, and he was making a lot of plays for Temple. So I kind of like the guy, man. So we'll have to see how he play out. I looked at his tape. I looked at like 3 games on him. Excuse me, and I like what I seen from him. He was like the cream of the crop on their team. So we'll have to see if he can translate, or maybe he's a practice squad guy. But the people that we picking, you can tell the positions that we shooting at, these players are definitely, these positions are definitely in question. I feel like you got this many wide receivers and you got this many O-linemen. They working at it. They're not super confident in what they have in those positions. So we'll have to see what Mr. Jose does. Now, Miles Brooks is a signing with the Cowboys as an undrafted free agent. He led the Bulldogs with 8 pass breakups last season and has 9 career interceptions. Now, that's a lot of ball production right there. Coming out of small school like that, he graded out. He been playing since 2019. He graded out as a 64. Then in 2020, he graded out as a 59.7. But in 2021, he took a big jump, 79.5. And in 2022, 71.5. So, hey, let me see. His coverage grade is pretty decent at 77.1. And his overall defensive grade was 71.5. But let's see. I don't know why they even grade a DB on pass rush, but run defense grade wasn't pretty, which you can expect from a defensive back. You know what I'm saying? But, another thing, I still put a little stock in that when you coming from a small school. Like, bro, if you can't tackle these small school guys, you don't have a chance at the big leagues. You know what I'm saying? So at least show me some effort in tackling these kids on your level. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't tackle if you can't tackle those boys, what you gonna do against the big boys? You're not gonna do anything at all. But for as of now, those are all the ones I have for our Dallas Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it is clear. It is very clear that the Cowboys are looking for some wide receiver help, and some O-line help. Now, out of any of those guys, who are y'all favorite guys that y'all seen? I already told you my favorite guy is the fullback, and I like the Isaiah Land kid, and I like the kid from Temple. I like the wide receiver from Temple. I think he can play. Let's see. Craig Lofgren says, what round do you think Toba would have went in this year's draft? This was a kind of down wide receiver class, so Toba could have been probably about a second round pick. He probably would have went up one. Yeah, that was Isaiah Lamb, Miss Gina. Yeah, I like him too. I named him the fullback from North Dakota State and the wide receiver from Temple. I like all three of them, and I like the tight end too, though. So I don't know what Fish was talking about, man. It's some decent talent in this UDFA class. Like, I like the tight end from Tennessee, Noah Fant, cause you know what I'm saying. I think he can play. We'll see what he do when he get into our program. He's a big athletic kid. He was catching the ball easily and getting up the field. So I have to see what's going on. HTM Sports said we had a 4th round grade. I'm interested in him. Darrell Johnson from Liberty is an interesting too. I ain't see him. What? Darrell Johnson from Liberty. What position he played? I ain't see him. Jeremy Anilo says Luepke, Fant, and Bass I like the most. Have to watch the other players. Yo, watch the wide receiver from Temple. He can play. He was getting open. He was catching stuff in traffic, taking big hits. He was exploding off the line. Yeah, I don't know what we getting out of these edges for. Dan Quinn, what are you trying to cook up, sir? What you doing? I don't see no room for no edges. I'm talking about none. Like, I don't even see where you can start to put an edge on this team again. Like, especially after you drafted one. Craig Lofgren says the receiver from Liberty is the best UDFA. The receiver from Liberty. What's him? What's his name? Did I cover him? Hold on. I don't remember no receiver from Liberty. What's his name, Craig? I like the one from Temple, and I like the tight end from Tennessee, Noah Fant cousin, and I like the other guy. What's his name? The Temple receiver and the fullback, Luepke or whatever, however you pronounce his name. I like that kid. I think he could be our use check. Because you see how San Francisco use it. It look like that is like, man, we going to fight fire with fire and get our own fullback in this thing. HTM says TJ Bass, guard from Oregon, had a higher grade than our 5th round pick, Assam. Yeah, and they said he ain't give up number 1 sack. So wide receiver Liberty is that Jordan Nelson Jr. If you talking about the Jordan Nelson comparison I made, that guy was from West Florida. But is there a real Jordan Nelson Jr.? See, I don't even. Somebody let me know. It might be a real Jordan Nelson Jr. and I'm up here playing. Let's see. Dro Nose says, just watch. He gonna have an instant impact on special team. Who you talking about, Dro Nose? Let's see. Who Dro Nose talking about? Let me know. Put it in the chat, Dro Nose. Shout out to B Bird with the 199. He says UDFA see our wide receiver room as being weak as they should. Yeah. That you think that's what it's signifying, B Bird? Because that's what I'm seeing. Like, if you bringing in this many receivers, that means you looking at it like it's some opportunities for somebody to get beat out. And we know it's some opportunities on this offensive line. He said, I was thinking about the kid from Temple. Yeah, I like him. That's Jose. I think that's Jose. Hold on, let me see. Hold on. The kid from Temple. Oh, yeah, that's Jose Barbin. Yeah. I like him, too. Like I told you, that I seen him. They were splitting him out wide and everything. So, yeah, he's a small kid, but he was getting out the line pretty well. Like, he had no trouble getting out the line. Oh, okay, West Florida kid. Yeah, West Florida kid. He look explosive too, man. That boy look explosive. Like, he was making plays. Like I said, I want to see dominance in the small schools. If you play at a small school, bro, I'm not giving you no passes. I don't want to see average production at a small school. I want to see you dominating, like making it look like it ain't even fair out there. You know what I'm saying? Trap. Like, I want to see you like he needs some milk. Like, hey, mama, there go that man, like Stephen A used to say. Like, I want to see you dominating if you coming out of a super small school like that, just so I can even imagine it translating to another level. Joe Knowles says he gonna make the team. I think they chunking the deuce to Armstrong. No, they just paid Dorrance the last year, didn't it? Or year before last, they just paid Dorrance Armstrong. Yeah, we just paid Dorrance, I believe. DP Johnson says our defensive picks look like 3-4 guys. I think we play more 3-4 to get more speed on the field. All our linebackers are rangy. Yeah, that's probably why they giving all these DNs, DP Johnson. So you might be on to something. That might be why he trying to get all these defensive ends all of a sudden. Because why you even draft one? Well, they drafted the Fahoku kid. They say he going to be inside and out. So, yeah. So he really don't count 100% towards the defensive end room. I forgot they said they using him inside and out. HTM says Dorrance Armstrong only has a year left. Yeah, when they signed him though, then they signed him last season. I ain't asked you to understand, lady. Get out of my business, Siri. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think, when did we sign him? Was that was this offseason or last offseason? I don't know. But we should have traded him anyway. DA got a light check, so he might be gone. We'll have to see. Said this is his last 2-year contract. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I never was a big fan of Dorrance. I mean, I think he a good rotational guy, but I wouldn't want him as my starting defensive end. I like a way more athletic player. I told you, give me Fowler over him. Give me Fowler over him, even though Fowler older, but Fowler far more athletic, and he's far more dangerous, far more nefarious coming off that end to me. Trap. What about the running back position? That's very concerning. Ain't it interesting that did they not bring in a UDFA running back? Because I ain't see it on the list so far. That's interesting to me. So y'all didn't even bring in a UDFA running back. So maybe they are comfortable going in with Rico Dow, Malik Davis, Vaughn, and Tony. And I guess this fullback, I think he finna make this team. You don't go get a fullback, you know what I'm saying, for no reason. Like, he finna make this team. Trap. What's happening, Mr. Steven Harrison? What's going on? So let me know, do y'all think? I think that's a lock. I think the fullback a lock for this team. Like, you don't just go sign a fullback for no reason. And you surely won't draft one either. So they put some emphasis on that kid. Like, I think Mike McCarthy finna use him. Dakota, a big running back. Oh, you talking about the fullback I'm talking about. Yeah, he was looking explosive coming out the backfield too. Like, that dude, I think, man, if we use that dude like Juszczyk, bro, we might turn up with him. That's what I'm thinking. I think he'll add a whole nother element to this old line. I mean, to this offense. Just imagine him coming up, smacking people in the blocking in from a fullback position and opening up lanes for Tony and Deuce Vaughn. Like, that'll be crazy. DP Johnson says, Kevin, that's a good point. Oh, you talking to somebody. I don't worry. We over cocky inability to develop instead of grabbing dogs. We're going to have a 48 at fullback. Deep HTM said depends. Fant has a running back and fullback background too. Yeah, I like that kid though. I like him. He looked like he got some running back in him. He real athletic to me. Reeves King says he a Mike Allstott. Yeah, I seen somebody making them kind of comparisons, man, because I think they kind of like the same build and stuff. So I think that dude makes this team, and I think he could be utilized. If Mike McCarthy, he's been preaching physicality since he came to the Cowboys. So if that's the direction he's trying to go in, adding a gangster fullback to this team, that's exactly that's a good step in the right direction. Willie T says Fant is also going to be used in the fullback role. Oh, okay. So them two, the ones battling out with each other then. So the what's his name? I can't think of his first name, but Fant, the tight end out of Tennessee, him and Luepke is probably battling for for the fullback position. Shout out to Lawrence Moore. What's going on? Craig Lofgren says we are counting on Pollard and Vaughn. Not good. If you add this fullback to this room, I like it. You know what I'm saying? I like it because you need a punishing back. You need a punishing back when you're not playing with a fullback for real. If you playing with a fullback, he can take the first blowout. He can take the big guy out. You know what I'm saying? He can make that contact for you. And just imagine those little quick backs getting slicing and dicing through that little bit of crack. Like, a big back won't be able to get through those cracks like that. You know what I'm saying? And HTM, I don't know if you peep, we might have been on to something too, HTM. Think about this. When we did our evaluation on the O-line and Zeke, you remember one of the conclusions that we came to was maybe this O-line was, because you remember we were seeing holes, but they were just closing up real quick. Maybe the Cowboys came to the same conclusion that we did. They was like, hey, if we can make a hole and it close up too quick, we need somebody quick to go ahead and get up in there then. Trap. Hey, because you remember, HTM, we was like either, because we seen holes being developed, but they were just closing up real quick. So the Cowboy probably looked at the same thing on film and was like, we need somebody that's going to hit it. We need somebody that's going to hit that hole immediately. So if they don't feel like they can drastically improve the O-line day one, maybe they went in that direction like, hey, we need a couple of quick backs that can make them holes. So, hey, I don't know what the standard is in the NFL. Like, do they, like, if you see a hole at all, is that a good job? Like, I have to go do some research because sometimes they don't make a hole at all. Like, last year, we was making holes, but sometimes Zeke just couldn't make the hole. Like, just being real. And they closed real quick. So, you know, Zeke big. He probably couldn't just slice through those cracks like that. He said, y'all can't sleep on Malik. I like Malik, man. I got a whole video about Malik, man. You know what I'm saying? Trap. Joe No says Deuce gonna get through them hoes, duck and hide behind our O-line and draft out for 15. Yeah, I think he gonna go crazy. Like, he kind of reminds you of Emmett back in the day. You remember Emmett wasn't as small as him, but I'm saying, like, how big the O-line was, they made Emmett small. So by the time you seen Emmett coming through the hole, it was too late. He had a full head of steam, and you was pretty much toast out here, man. Trap. Shout out to you, got us to pull with the 555. I appreciate you, man. She says, peace, landlord, to the people in the trap. What's good? Question, how many of these picks are we going to see on the big screen this season? The actual draft picks or these UDFAs we discussing today, Miss You Got Us? Let me know which ones you mean. Are you talking about the UDFAs or the draft picks? Landlord from Wakanda says they may tell Malik he hurt this year. Hey, you saying they gonna stash that boy, man? Hey, man, might be some son privilege with the Deuce Vaughn kid. I don't know. They might tell Malik, hey, come sit over here, man. You'll be all right. You understand? You'll be all right. So let me know so I can answer your question properly, Miss You Got Us. Willie T says, no, please stop the Deuce Vaughn hype. I think he good, Willie T. What you don't like about him? Just because he's small? It done been small backs that's been productive in the NFL, sir. Like, look at Look at Maurice Jones-Drew and Darren Sproles, and man, you can be productive in this league as a short running back. Oh, she said the UDFAs. Okay, I think the best UDFAs that got a chance to make this team is definitely the fullback out of North Dakota State, the first guy I said. And let's see, the second guy is probably Isaiah Land. Like, I think he had a lot of hype on him. He had like somebody let me know what they graded him, but I know it's a lot of people that's fond of him. So Fish don't like these people. He says, tell them to stop these weak players. I like Deuce Vaughn, man. I told you. He ran an 80-yard touchdown on Bama. So, when you do stuff like that on my team, you earn my respect. So I ain't finna talk about the man. I think he can play. You know what I'm saying? We'll have to see with him being so small, can he survive the punishment it takes to run running back out here? We'll have to see that. Action Pile says, remember we draft to replace Vaughn for Tony Overshawn for Curse, Mozzie for Hankins. You ain't lying, man. Stephen Jones is cheap, so you might be on to something. Cause the only thing I had, the reason I went bad on the pick of Overshawn, but I wanted a pure linebacker. I feel like if you're gonna draft a linebacker. Why would you keep drafting these hybrid players? So to me, it seemed like DQ. At first, I was thinking that he was playing these hybrid safety roles like out of necessity because he didn't have a traditional linebacker that he was super fond of. But now it seems like that might be the way he prefer to play. You know what I'm saying? Trap. It looked like DQ might just be fond of playing these safeties in this type of role. Because I really had the question, was he doing this out of necessity or was that just the way he play? So if he going to draft Overshawn, and I already say that he going to be in a hybrid safety role and all kind of Donovan Wilson, J. Ron Curse vibes going on, maybe that's just the way DQ prefer to play. Fish says, trash can get a steak here and there. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you just gotta be a little more optimistic, Fish. You know what I'm saying? I can't be doom and gloom all day. I just can't do it. I mean, you gotta find what possibly, like, what kind of ways we could use them and get the best out of them. You know what I'm saying? Your hand is your hand. So I bet, like, look, if you acting like that, you probably the guy that want to quit when you get a bad hand of spades, ain't you? Trap. Know what I'm saying? Hey, Fish be like, man, I quit. Like, nah, you got to take that whipping sometime. Or you got to just work with your partner and try to get as many books as you can. Sometimes you just got to play the hand you dealt. And it's the hand that we have. So now we got to figure out how to be productive with this hand. What roles we can get these players to fill, how we can get the best out of them. Like, that's what we are with it right now. Michael Autry in the building, what's happening? Bruce got the Ties Juice says, even with the picks I didn't like, I'm over it because they are Cowboys now. Exactly. You have to rationalize it to yourself. See, now the whole draft was so mysterious because we were sitting up here trying to figure out what they was trying to build and what was they trying to do. What was their main objectives? What kind of team they trying to build? Now we got a pretty much decent idea to see what kind of team they trying to build. Like, as the whole, we see the whole picture. Now we like, hey, we see they trying to shoot at O-line. We see they didn't value O-line. Did y'all hear that audio that Will McClay said we had depth in the O-line? I forgot about that. Somebody tagged me that on Twitter. Trap. Mike McCarthy and Will McClay was in a discussion about the first round pick, and Will McClay said we have depth at the O-line, so maybe they got some solutions that we ain't thought about. They did bring in the Chuma dude before the draft. So they might be trying to mix and match this O-line in a way that we ain't even thinking about. And they probably feel like that's a better situation than what our defensive line was talking about. Action Pile says Deuce Little but he ran hard. Watch his film. His footwork dumb. Yeah, he chopping folks up. Him and Tony coming behind each other, man, that's gonna be crazy. Yeah, hey, you got us on the same page. Turn them possibilities into straight books. Yeah, like your partner can't be quitting on you, man. You know what I'm saying? Trap. Your hand is your hand. Like, we can't cry over spilled milk. Now we got to figure out how to win with these boys. Like, that's all I'm on now. Like, we can't cry over spilled milk. The milk is spilled, sir. It's over. You know what I'm saying? We have no more draft picks to do. So now you got to play with what you got. You know what I'm saying? You can't. We might got McDonald's. We can't look over there at these people's steak plate. It ain't ours now. It ain't ours. Shout out to Sugar Daddy Williams in the building. What's happening? Bruce got a touch. Juice says Ball and Walesko going inside the line. I don't see Walesko. Walesko's so tall and lanky. I don't know if he can play guard. That boy so big, he need a little room. I have to see. And then he struggled with power. So, you know, he might need a wider base to be able to even channel some power. So I ain't sure about him in a phone booth. I'm not sure about him. He needs some space. He's super athletic, though. He's super athletic. He said Cowboys got y'all believing in trash is good. So you think we trash fish? Because we was already a good team. I told you, I was ready to suit up anyway before the draft. So you think we trash now? I think you just shaking in your boots because you see these other teams doing all this desperate stuff and shooting these shots. Like, that don't mean that just because they super aggressive and we was a little more reserved, that don't mean that they just going to be dominant either now. So maybe you see how drastic the other teams was moving and you don't like how conservative the Cowboys was. And that's a fair critique. You know what I'm saying? I had to tell somebody on my comment section, like, bro, if people are criticizing the thought process and the draft strategies of the Cowboys this year, it's a valid critique, like, real talk. Trap. It's a valid critique. You deserve to be questioning these. It was a lot of head scratchers because, you know, I told y'all, our board ain't they board. So we did a lot of scouting. We looked at a lot of players, and the Cowboys had those players at their disposal, and they just looked right over them and drafted somebody else. So that's what makes you mad. That's what makes you angry. You feel like these players was better. But like I said, if you judge or criticize the Cowboys' draft strategy this year, I'm not mad at you. But I would say they do deserve the benefit of the doubt how great they've been at drafting in the last 10 years. So I'm not just gonna dog my front office out just because I feel like they did wrong. Once these players don't develop and don't ball out, then we can scream at them. You know what I'm saying? Trap. Then we can scream at them and it'll make sense. You know what I'm saying? So we'll have to see. Let me see. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, but like I said, man, yeah, like the hand we have is the hand we have, sir. So like I think you trying to declare, you must declare right now that you don't like this team and we gonna be trash. So if you saying that, like, I don't want to see you up here lit when we whipping these boy tail out here. I don't want to see that. Trap. You saying one starter out of 8 draft picks or UDFAs? Which one you talking about? Let me know. Big Bud Cowboy for life. He said, I want a hat landlord and a trap house t-shirt. Hey, man, we got these things in the motion now. We got them in motion. We got them in the motion. He said, Paul Rodriguez said, with all due respect, Dave drafted well in the last 10 years. How many players have we passed up on that came back to bite us? How many championships have we won? Yeah, I mean that's a valid perspective too. Like, but I'm just saying, like, it's not been the players that we drafted that's the reason that we haven't won. It's been coaching a lot of the times. And we don't have peanut butter when we got jelly. That's what it seemed like. Like, we'll have a good defense, but the offense will lack. We'll have a good offense, but the defense will lack. You know what I'm saying? And then it might not be coaching that add up. It take a lot of stuff to win, though. So it's not necessarily just the draft picks. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have trust in your Cowboys drafting at this point, I don't know what they'll have to do. You know what I'm saying? They've been making some out of nothing for years, though. You know what I'm saying? And, like, even out of most of the draft class, you might get, like, 1 or 2 duds. The Cowboys, I think, on average, if you got 7 picks, the main objective is to get, like, 3 starters out of that. We done got 3 and 4 starters almost every year. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily just the draft picks that we have that's been hindering us. It's a lot of other areas that have to be accounted for as well. So, like, I mean, we got a good team, y'all. Like, we've been in contention almost every year, especially since Dak been here. We've been in contention every year. We just ain't been able to get over the hump. And I feel like coaching was a big part of that. You heard what Jerry said now. Trap. Jerry told them boys in their face, I think it's coaching. You know what I'm saying? Jerry said, hey, it was coaching. Shout out to Michael Lockhart, man. He said everything that look good ain't good for you. I'm telling you. Because, look, I do admire how aggressive the Eagles is and stuff. That's what I think a lot of this stuff got y'all panicking. Because I see the panic in y'all. Like, I see you shivering in your boots. Now, I see you looking sad. You just won't get that out of landlord. I'm not afraid of a team I've been smacking around. I'm just not. Now, if you were scared of the 49ers, that makes sense. I'm just not afraid of a team I've been smacking around. I will never be. I just won't be. You know what I'm saying? We've been running the Eagles for years. Dak has been smacking them boys around, man. Shout out to Rodney Smith. He says, good morning, landlord. Nugget to know about defensive tackle Fehoko from San Jose State. 3+ year starter in the Mountain West, and his cousin is Tampa Bay defensive tackle Vita Vea. Oh, he got that bloodline on him, man. Trap. I ain't know he had that bloodline in him. He said, plus we kept most of our free agents. Yeah, I mean, bro, this is a good team, y'all. Don't get discouraged because of everybody else doing. Like, don't be comparing us to everybody else. Like, we ain't none of them. They ain't none of us. Like, we good, y'all. I promise. Like, with Brandon Cooks and Stephon Gilmore, I was already happy. Like, I was already good. I was already saying I wanted to smoke now. So, like, this draft wasn't just going to this draft wasn't going to make a huge shift. Now, if it would have been good or super good, I would have been like, hey, let's go to war. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it was a decent draft. So, you know, I don't feel like it made us worse. That's all I'm saying. I don't feel like it made us worse. We should be scared of all the good teams. Man, how you going to go to war with somebody saying that? How, bro? So if you was the leader of this team, you would be telling them we should be scared of good teams? Man, I ain't scared of none of you boys, man. Trap. And if you calling Philly a good team, they should be scared of us because we've been beating them for years. See, like, I can't adopt that mindset, sir. I'm sorry. Like, maybe it's another scary guy out here that's gonna do that. I'm not finna do that. Like, bro, we're a good team. We're a 12-win team back to back. Like, bro, if you can't take the heat, get up out the kitchen, sir. That's all I'm saying. Trap. I think we get so caught up in what the other teams have to offer that you underrate and blush over the stuff that we have to offer. Bro, we are a good team, sir. Like, if anybody can tell you the Cowboys is not a good team, they are crazy. Like, if you don't see a good team, 12-win team back-to-back years, you are crazy. Like, this is what I'm telling you. So, and then you think about all this change that you're doing. Change don't always make the best results. Like, this is what people need to realize. So they doing all this drastic movement and stuff. That don't always work. You know what works in the NFL? You want to know what's dominated the NFL over the years? Consistency. That's what dominated the NFL. And you know who's been consistent? The Patriots was consistent for years, and they just dominated the whole league. So quit being that dude that's jumping from every trend every time. The consistent teams that's been the ones that's been whooping tail. That's who's been whooping tail. 12 back-to-back 12 winning seasons, and what landlord from Alabama? I mean, bro, you ain't gonna win it every time. I bet you look at San Francisco as a winning team too, don't you? I bet you look at San Francisco as a good team too, don't you? I bet you look at the Eagles as a winning team too, don't you? And they ain't winning Super Bowl either. Like, it look like you making the only thing as a Super Bowl. Just because he went to the Super Bowl, that don't mean nothing to me. You didn't win. So San Francisco been in NFC championships every year and don't win. Like, it's the same thing. If you want to make that argument, hey, they ain't winning them things either. Like, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, it depends on what kind of argument you trying to make. Like, just if you gonna say we terrible because we ain't win the Super Bowl, then it's a lot of terrible teams in the league. That's what I'm telling you. Trap. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Like, that's all I'm saying. I just want to challenge your logic. Like, we could challenge logic. That's what we do in the trap. I don't know if you just got here, but we challenge logic here. So if you got that logic, I bet you, name your teams that you feel like good teams that you saying we need to be scared of. Please name them teams. Because I'm not scared of nobody. I wouldn't dare be scared of nobody. Like, that's craziness. I'm just saying, bro, like, we could have a logical discussion here, man. You know, you my guy, but when you come in here talking about scary stuff, like, I'm not afraid of anybody, bro. Like, I'll never be scared. Like, so even if you said we should be afraid of good teams, you don't think those teams should be afraid of us? And if you don't, then I think you drastically underrating your team. I really do. That's all I'm saying. We both have enough. We have enough firepower to go toe-to-toe with any team. Right now, this what y'all ain't realize. These people just told you we top 3 in the NFC. And I'll take the Cowboys over a lot of them AFC teams. We just smacked around the Bengals, and them boys was in the final where they was in the AFC Championship or something. Like, we just smacked them around without our quarterback. But y'all don't even think we a good team? Come on, Fish. Come on. We got to do this now, because you got me cooking now, sir. You got me cooking. Nope. You going to have some courage in the trap, bro. I'm going to make sure you feeling you walking with your chest out. Bro, we just smacked around the Bengals last year, and they was one of the dominant teams in the AFC. So we ain't scared of them. They scared of us? Like, how that work? Let me know what your mindset is. Let me know where your logic coming from. We just smacked them boys without Dak. But they just dominated the AFC. They've been dominating the AFC 2 years in a row. And we beat them without our quarterback. But we ain't a good team that people should be scared of? Come on, bro. Let me know something. I mean, I get that. But you got to understand the foundation that we building on. The foundation is strong, sir. The foundation is strong already. It's strong with a K. I'm telling you, we already building on a strong house. You see what I'm saying? It don't matter about the other stuff we put on top of it. This team is good, bro. Like, don't make no mistake about that. So, like I just told you, you said you naming teams that we should be afraid of, bro. We just smacked them boys around. We smacked the Eagles around, bro. They had an all-time defense. Dak Prescott put up 40 on them boys. Like, what's going on? If we gonna talk, we gonna talk. I'm not finna be afraid of no team, bro, ever. Because I know my team is good, too. Like, it's supposed to be a mutual respect, bro. You got a Michael Parsons on your squad. Your defense is one of the best in the league. You got one of the best quarterbacks in the league, regardless of what the fools say. You should know that. Because Landlord from Alabama and 33rd Team and all these other media outlets that put in the work and showed you how good Dak Prescott is for real. So if you want to go up there and listen to Skip and Shannon and them telling you some foolishness just to get some clicks, that's on you. You got one of the better quarterbacks in the league. You got one of the better defenses in the league. Bruh, trust in your team. Trust in your process. Will McClay is one of the better drafting scouts in the league. Like, I'm not afraid of none of these dudes, bro. I'm going to just tell you that the Cowboys deserve that same respect that you trying to get them. The Cowboys deserve that too. That's all I'm saying. Trap. Name your best teams in the league, and the Cowboys then beat half of them. The Bengals one of the best teams. The Cowboys smacked them around. The Eagles one of the best teams in the league. We smacked them around. Like, how many more better teams you talking about better than the Cowboys? How many? Name them. How many teams that's better than the Cowboys? We done smacked around two of the best teams. So we weren't even at our best at that time. So that's all I'm saying, man. Don't get discouraged, bro. We still got a good team, bro. Then we added Brandon Cooks and Stephon Gilmore to that team last year. Like, bro, we finna turn up for real while you playing. We finna turn up. Bro, we deserve that respect. Don't go in there talking about something. Hey, we should be afraid. Man, we ain't afraid of nobody over here in the trap, bro. This defense, this team is him.
It's me, I'm him, I'm not them. I'm him Jones, I'm him Duncan.
And I promise you, every game we go in, bro, I'm taking my guys. Maybe I am a delusional fan, but I'm taking my guys, bro. When we come in here going toe-to-toe with any of these teams, I'm going into most games, probably 90% of games, feeling like my team should win. And you should do the same, because we have a good team. We have good coaching now. One of the best defensive coordinators we done seen. We got a great offensive mind in Mike McCarthy, who done been to the promised land before. We got a seasoned OC now. That's not no new booty dude that's trying to make some noise out here. We ain't got that no more. So, man, don't get discouraged out here, man. Your team is strong with the K, and we coming to take over again. You know what I'm saying? I'll never be afraid of these boys, man. We move like that. Like, our team is good, bro. He said, got landlord crunk while people are peeing down their leg. Man, hey, man, I'm one of them one, bro. Like, when it's time to go to war, hey, I'm ready. I'm going to rile up the troops. I'm not one of them dudes over there like, man, you seen them? I'm like, hey, you seen us. You seen them. Like, my people coming. Like, hey, you got to be the aggressor out here, man. I just can't move like that. I can't move like that. And, like, if you pessimistic, I mean, I understand that might just be your personality, but I'm here to let you know your team is strong, too. You have a good team as well. Exactly, man. Tell them again. Trap. Tell them again, man. And I bet you money your team going to be right back in the playoffs and with a chance to get to the promised land. So, all that scared talk makes no sense to me. We know that. With Dak Prescott, you going to average about 10-plus wins a year, and you're going to get in the playoffs, and you're going to have a chance to get to the Super Bowl. So, like, don't let nobody discourage you. No matter how much they hate on Dak, this man still been producing and getting us in prime position to be a real threat in the NFL. But, man, you done turned me up now. You done turned me. You better go to war with some real soldiers. Hey, we got some, sir. We got some. Trap. We got some. I go to war with Micah any day. I go to war with D-Law any day. I go to war with Dono any day. I go to war with Trayvon Diggs any day. I go to war with Dak any day. I go to war with CeeDee Lamb any day. I go to war with Tony any day. Like, bro, we got some dogs now. Trap. I go to war with Stephon Gilly any day. I go to war with who else? I go to war with Brandon Cooks any day. Like, bro, we got some weapons, bro. Like, don't let nobody have you up here scared thinking we ain't like that, but we is. But, man, y'all done turned me up, man. I hope everybody show some love, man. I'm going to tally up the rest of the numbers tomorrow. I done already lost my voice. Fish gonna have me with no voice. I'm gonna be out here whispering in a minute. But, man, I appreciate all the love and support. Y'all make sure y'all support. And like I say, 1K, one love, Cowboys Nation, and we are the greatest. Let's get it, man. Shout out to everybody rocking.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all hit that like and share for the squad. It will not charge your card. Let's go.
My hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is greatness defined.
Let's
every
go.
Line is divine, verses boggle your mind.
And every song, man, I swear I just get better with time.
No matter how much shade they throwing, I still manage to shine. I don't know why they so obsessed with mine.
I'm all to think about.
Go in their house, they probably got my pics in a shrine.
Let's go.
I never let these play me, they see us ballin',
now they wanna switch teams like KD.
I know my time coming, I guess I'ma wait and see.
I'm too cocky and confident that humble ain't for me, Lord.
Help me with my egotistical ways,
but I'm amazed how they display such miserable hate.
I never paid attention to what most to say.
The words are unimportant like prepositional phrase.
They wanna see me crash and burn in a ridiculous blaze.
Is that I rise like the phoenix. I'm great and
yeah, I know these haters can't stand me. Well, take a seat, I do it for the family. So bring the block to the Grammys. And if you try to stop me, you need a plan B. Yeah, I just do it for the real. If you ain't
man, you know you my guy, man.
To go against the odds, go hard, chase meals.
You know you my guy, bro.
Show 'em all you the greatest, I'm the greatest.
Hey man, I'm just like that, bro. You know I'm here for the people. I'm here for the team. I just want you to know we still here, man. You know, long as you got your team assembled, you got a fair shot, bro. That's all I want you to know. But let me holler at him real quick. He said, if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. Team building means you consistently add the best talent available at every position to add competition. Cowboys roster top heavy. Once injuries happen, season is done. So that's the true statement for every single team in the NFL. If they lose one of their best players, you're in trouble. And Cowboys have pretty good depth all around, really. Like, we might be lacking in a few positions, but that goes across the board, sir. And the Cowboys have been adding good talent. They just gave you one of the best receivers from last year. They just gave you one of the best defensive backs from last year. So if you don't think that's adding to your team, I think you got to readjust or regroup into your mindset of what you're looking at, man, because the team has got better. But like I say, 1K, one love, Cowboys Nation. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. I don't know what they got going on. We still him. We are America's team. I'd never be scared.
Relax and take notes.
Let's get it.